Good evening, Fernwood. It is your bicentennial baby Neil, and it's time for us to hit a benchmark with the 200th episode of Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman. It is a Friday, January 7th. Let's take a look at the things that have set us up for this landmark episode. George is catching up with folks from the neighborhood like Charlie, who still thinks that Loretta is in Dayton recording a new album. And George tells Charlie that Factory won't take him back because they won't hire anyone from the Bogaziti cult. And Mary also has her first reunion with George. She tells him that their home is going to be foreclosed on, and also that Kathy was planning to sell her baby to the Adamses. And predictably, George gets set off and runs off to cause some trouble. Over at Lou's place, Lulu, who we otherwise would know as the amnesiac Loretta Haggers, has been getting a lot of attention and stirring up a lot of feelings. Lou has hired a pianist to accompany Loretta on a song, and she sings a seductive version of Ain't Misbehavin'. Back home at the Hartmans, Mary is watching a soap opera as Kathy comes over to get comforted. Kathy is tired of the act that is getting put on by Christine, and in general the plan of selling the baby. The Adamses pop in to check out the place where the baby will be born, and Mary is fascinated at the act that Christine has put on. She also pulls Brian aside and reminds him of the plan to blackmail them so that Tom can get a job at the factory. And later on that day in the Hartman kitchen again, Philip is decorating the side of a box as Heather approaches, and they start a conversation about sexuality and making out. And neither of them have ever made out with anyone, though Heather thinks there may be a reason for her to get on the pill at some point. Heather asks Philip about the domestic violence experience. Philip promises that Garth will never hit Patty again, and he pulls up his slingshot, and we see the painting is a caricature of Garth. And everyone, that was episode 199. I cannot guess what is in store for us for episode 200. Let's find out.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Hartman.
Sure is a beautiful day, isn't it?
Sure is. What are you doing around this early? A little pick-me-up before you go to work?
I just thought I'd drop in and maybe have a Diet Pepsi.
Well, go ahead, help yourself.
No, thanks. So, how's business?
Can't complain.
Yeah? You really got a good thing going here, you know, what with the bar and the bowling alley and everything? Huh?
Yeah, we're doing okay.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
How's the recreational vehicle business?
Oh, you haven't heard, huh? I'm not with Donnelly's anymore.
You're kidding, how come?
Things got a little slow, Jess, you know.
Well, you know, things are slow over. We got to do something to pick up this economy. If you ask me, the thing to do is to get rid of some of those bureaucrats and cut taxes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
Well, you think I'm right? I know I'm right. You've got no idea how much those bureaucrats nick me for taxes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, what are you going to do now that you're out of the recreational vehicle business?
Well, I'm just, you know, trying to keep my options open and, listen, I understand maybe you might have a couple of openings, huh?
No, we got a job for a guy to take care of the bowling alley at night, that's all.
Oh, yeah? Well, that sounds like interesting work.
That's a flunky's job. Turning on the lights, renting shoes, handing out pencils and score sheets. Any jerk can do it.
Oh, well. Listen, you got anything else open?
Well, just the daytime shift bartender.
Hey, well, I think I could do that, yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. Listen, I make a swell bartender. I can set them up. I know how to mix drinks. I really do. I mean, I listen, and when it comes to problem drinkers, I really understand them. And listen to people. I mean, that's part of what I do best. That's what a bartender, that's part of his job, isn't it? Listening to people's problems and helping them and keeping an eye on the cash register.
I don't know, Tom. Irving's looking for a kid, a dropout.
Wait a minute. Hey, Jess, I could do it. I mean, I could do it. Anything a kid could do.
I know. You can do it. You'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm reliable. I'm dependent. You can count on me,
Mr.
Jess.
Hartman, you're one of the big guys in this town.
Well, that's true.
Well, come on. You're a high school graduate. You were a baseball and a basketball star. I used to watch you play all the time. You were great. Well, you even made it to general manager of an RV business. You know what you are? You're a self-made man, and I admire you for that.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
And that's why I'm not going to give you a job sloshing drinks and wiping tables. I couldn't bear to see you around here night after night. I just can't do it to you.
So what are you saying to me? He's saying I don't get the job?
Tom, it just wouldn't work out.
Not qualified to be a bartender? How could he say that? I mean, you of all people are definitely qualified for that.
I know. That's the problem. I'm overqualified.
You're overqualified?
Mm-hmm.
How can you be overqualified? I mean, there's some things you just can't be over. Oversexed, maybe. But I don't see how you can be overqualified. You know what that means? That just means that you're better for your job than you should be.
No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the American way is supposed to be you improve yourself. Okay, so I went out and I improved myself. I improved myself so much I couldn't even hold down a job that I would have had if I was still a dumb jerk. I don't know. Look, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You're still a dumb jerk. That was just a joke. I swear, Tom. I'm just trying to make light of it all.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sorry. I mean, I really feel bad. I feel like I let you down, you know? And I thought I was on my way to being a big, important executive, making a lot of money for you. And now look at me. I'm just an unemployed statistic.
Oh, Tom. So what? We'll get by. You're a very nice statistic.
Okay, I was hoping I was going to make you proud of me.
I'm always proud of you. I'm always proud of you. I'm proud of everything you do. I just want you to be you, and I want me to be me. Get it. Hello? Oh, Brian? Listen, Brian, this better be what I think it is. Because if not, you know who is not going to get you know what, which is due any day now. Because as far as I'm concerned, a deal is a deal. Okay? All right. Hold the wire. Sweetheart, it's for you. Guess who it is? You'll never guess who it is. It's Brian Adams. Can you imagine? Brian Adams, son-in-law of the head of the whole automobile plant, and he wants to talk to you. I wonder what he wants. What a surprise.
Hello? Well, sure. Yes. Okay, then. Yeah. Well, hey, thank you for calling. Yeah, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Guess what?
What?
That was Brian Adams. He's got a job for me. He wants me to go to the plant and talk to him.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't try to guess what it was. Tom, I just never could have guessed what it was. Oh, Tom, I'm just so happy for you. Come on.
Oh, boy. It must be some kind of an executive job. You know, nothing like that idiot job I had before. I mean, Mr. Brian Adams would not call me personally about anything like that.
Tom, that part doesn't matter. It's a job.
Yeah. You see how the system works? Don't give up. Don't be a quitter. Just hang in there. Fight. And you move up that executive ladder.
Just as long as your hopes don't get higher than your ladder.
Oh, wonderful. Just wonderful. Just a minute. Mrs. Jeter? Yes? I'm May Olinsky. May Olinsky? Of the Olinsky report, right?
Right.
Oh, please do come in.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Miss Olinsky.
Please, just call me May.
Oh, May. All right. Won't you sit down? Oh, May, I just can't tell you how wonderful I thought those questionnaires were. They were so eye-opening and so honest.
Oh, I'm so glad you feel that way. Because I've come here to enlist your help in their behalf.
Oh?
Well, actually, you'd be helping all the women of Fernwood realize their potential.
To do what?
Well, in my tabulation of the Fernwood questionnaires, I have come to some startling statistics. Now, you might find this hard to believe, but most of the women of Fernwood have never reached their peak with their partners.
You may find this hard to believe, but I don't find that at all hard to believe.
Research in other communities have produced the same results.
Or lack of results.
But not for lack of desire to achieve.
Oh, I do love women achievers. You know, aggressive, assertive women like Gloria Steinem, Erica Jong, and Bella Abzug.
The raging fires of sexual passion are still very much alive. What is lacking is the method.
Oh, you mean the method to the madness?
Well, so to speak. I plan to launch right here in Fernwood a plan to heighten the sexual awareness of the entire nation.
Oh, to fly high, huh?
Oh, to soar.
You know, actually, I'm more of a floater myself.
Oh, mellow, savoring every moment.
That's it.
Oh, I know. Me too. Every woman has different tastes, just like in clothes or food or men. What matters is the fullness of the flavor.
Oh, stop it. You're making me hungry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. Don't be. I'm not.
Ah. See, dating back to the cavemen, women have always judged themselves and their sexual performance with the male image.
Yes.
I mean, who were the doctors? Men. Who were the warriors? Men. Who were the lovers? Ah, men.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, there, see again? Men wrote the Bible, and men created their image of women into it.
Wives, obey your husbands, right?
Right. I mean, Don Juan was the greatest lover. Mark Antony lured Cleopatra to his bed. Henry VIII had 6 wives. Now, did anyone ever ask the women how they felt?
No.
Right. I want every woman to realize that sex is meant to entertain both partners.
Oh, it's much better than a variety show.
So what we've got to do is start educating our men.
Yes.
Telling them what women need, what women want. Telling them that this age-old method of lovemaking has been proven through all these long, hard years to be totally unstimulating and useless.
Useless?
Useless.
Well, what can I do?
Well, Wanda, we need your influence.
Well, I'll do everything I can. You know, maybe I could get my husband to endorse your work and, well, you know, expedite meeting places and things like that.
Oh, well, that's fine. But I don't want his help. I want your help. I mean, you are the First Lady of Fernwood. You are a public figure in your own right.
Well, that's right. I am, aren't I?
That's right. We need your influence, Wanda.
Really? My influence?
Yes. You know, that skywriting, that was just the first step. We have got to raise people's consciousness. I mean, we've got to have meetings, and we've got to have press conferences, and we have got to have your personal endorsement.
You know, I have an embarrassing confession to make. I just love being asked for my endorsement. Oh, it's going to be fun. What should we do first?
Don't tell me to relax. I mean, how am I supposed to relax when I'm telling you that she's a no-show at a recording session that's practically the most important thing in her life? Well, just let me know. I'm here at the plant. You just give me a ring anytime anything comes up, okay? You promise? All right, thank you.
Any word?
Oh, no. Gee, Tom, if they don't find Loretta, I think I'm going to go plumb wall-eyed crazy.
Hey, well, take it easy. Take it easy.
What do you mean, take it easy? What do you mean, take it easy? Why doesn't everybody want you to take it easy? Just when things are hardest to take. That's why people say take it easy.
Hey, Charlie, look, relax, will you? Come on, sit down. I'll get you a cup of coffee. Sit down. Here we go. Here's one of mine. Take it easy, will you? I'm sorry. Sit down. Here, I got you some black with sugar, right? There you go.
Tom, the way my stomach's tight in a knot right now, I don't think I could force anything in there with a crowbar.
Hey, look, Charlie, Loretta's going to turn up. She's going to show up, and she's going to be all right. I'm sure of it. I know.
How come is it that bad luck seems to dump on us by the wagon load full just every time when we seem to be on the verge of seeing our dreams of success come true, huh?
I know how you feel, pal. I know.
How do you know how I feel, Tom? You're streaking up the ladder of success practically like a greased pig. I mean, what kind of executive fancy position is Brian Adams fixed for you anyway? I mean, how did the meeting come out?
Haven't had it yet.
Oh. Well, good luck.
Thanks, Charlie. Look, I know how hard that is for you to say that, considering the state you're in.
Tom, you don't think Loretta's run off on me, do you, with some other guy?
Oh, no way. Come on, not Loretta. You don't have to worry about that. That Loretta's one faithful wife.
Yeah, I know. I should be ashamed of myself. I mean, after Merle and Jody and all like that, I mean. Come to think of it, I don't know how come she is so faithful to me, really. I mean, it's not like I was your average Robert Redford or something.
Well, you got a point there. I mean, well, you know what they say. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I always figured the eye of any beholder of me would get a pain in it.
Hey, Charlie, come on. I hate to see you like this. Come on.
I can't help thinking. I can't help remembering how happy we was a year ago. Sitting right here, same table, same chair.
Yeah, I was sitting here, too.
Same plant, same rotten job, same rotten coffee, same guys to work with, same thing, same everything.
Well, except that guy over there, that guy in the blue. I never saw him before.
That's because he doesn't work here.
Oh.
He's a trucker. He makes deliveries from Dayton. His name's Mac Slattery. Hey, Mac, how are you?
How y'all doing?
Well, at least in his job, he gets a change of scenery.
What, Dayton? That's a change of scenery? I've been to Dayton. There's nothing there I ever want to see again.
No, Pat, really, you really don't have to help with...
No.
You really don't have to help with the cooking. Please, Pat, please.
Well, as long as I'm taking advantage of your hospitality, it's the least I can do.
No. It's the most, actually.
Mary.
What?
Mary, I've been thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe I ought to go back to Garth.
What, for another smack? Pat, now listen, come here. Come here. I want to ask you a question. Now, you're not one of these weird people, are you? I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to judge you by it. I just want to know. Are you?
What weird people?
Well, one of those weird people, pose for pictures and, likes leather stuff and whips and stuff like that. You're not one of those, are you?
Oh, no. Actually, I'm very shy about being photographed, and I'm allergic to leather.
So then why do you want to go back to Garth? His looks?
Mary, I can't explain this, and it doesn't make much sense to me, but I miss Garth.
You do? Poor Pat. You really do?
I really think I do.
That may be him. No, Pat, don't worry about it. Don't worry. He can't come into the house now, and he can't hurt you, not without a search warrant. And it's probably not him at all. It's probably Ma or Pat or Kathy or Tom or Garth. Hi. Listen, Garth, we're in the middle of baking now, which is a very dangerous process. So I was wondering if you could just come back later. It'll be safer for you.
I've missed you, Pat.
Hello, Garth.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry for everything I've done, and I'm sorry for everything you've done. I take all the blame myself.
It takes a big man, Big Garth.
Really?
Come home. Come home and let me prove to you how happy we could be.
Ha!
Do you really mean it?
More than I've ever meant anything in my life.
Mary, I gotta do it. Oh.
Get up. Oh, come on. Mary, thank you.
Bye, Mary.
Bye.
Bye, kids.
Lieutenant Trask here.
It's okay, Lieutenant. Everything is all right here so far.
I'm here on the missing Haggers case.
Oh, did you find Loretta?
No, ma'am. We don't seem to have any clues. I was hoping that you might have some idea about where she might have gone.
No, I don't. But I think that you ought to look up an article in the Reader's Digest. Now, I think it was in either 1973 or 1971. Maybe you did read it anyway. It was called Warning to Young Girls, Never Travel Alone.
No, ma'am. I missed that one.
Well, it was about what can happen to young girls when they travel alone, which is why I think they probably got the title Warning to Young Girls, Never Travel Alone. Yeah. It had a lot to do with how white slavers operate.
Oh.
There is a law against that in Ohio, isn't there?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's good, good. That's good. That's a good law.
Very good law.
Very good law.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. This is it.
What's it?
The baby is coming.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is no time to have a baby here. First of all the surgical equipment is like on the second shelf up in the top closet up there.
Oh, my God.
And we really don't even have a doctor or anything.
Don't worry. He'll be here in a minute. I called him. Don't move. I'll be right back.
Who's having a baby?
My sister.
Oh. Oh. Is that your sister?
No, this is a very complicated obstetrical case.
Hey, you mean this lady is going to have a baby here, too?
No, she's going to have a padding.
Oh. I beg your pardon?
Oh, my God. This is it.
Wow. We're in for something soon. But let's cut back to the beginning with Tom heading over to the Capri Lounge and meeting the owner, Jack, who thinks of Tom as a big man. I feel like Tom's ego is getting stoked up, but also the notion that someone can be overqualified. Now, mind you, I'm a person who's typically overqualified for most of the jobs I do. I just bring more to it. Tom is overqualified and desolate still. He's just so sad. And of course, Mary has the blackmail plan and plays off to Tom that she doesn't know what's going on at all. Brian calls and Tom gets excited that he's getting an executive position. Probably isn't the case. And that's something that we'll have yet to see. I'll consider that one of the, not cliffhangers, but one of the things that we will have to pay off soon. And then Wanda gets a visit from May Olinsky from the Olinsky Report. And I had mentioned way back when that the Height Report was a survey that had been sent around and turned into a famous book. May Olinsky calls for women to be awakened to their sexual power. And nowadays we talk about the orgasm gap between men and women. I feel that there are many facets to the conversation that, first of all, like if we only focused on dual gender relationships with men and women, it leaves out the complications of other genders in terms of this discussion. So it is not necessarily one partner's responsibility to bestow orgasms on the other, right? We talked about that way back when with Tom, when he was reacting to the survey. On the other hand, both partners should be exploring pleasure for both partners. And at this rate, I don't have more to say about it than that. But that's the orgasm gap as a topic. And I feel like that is something that is getting touched on here. Oh, I didn't mean to say it that way. That is really the topic that is May's raison d'etre. The whole reason that she's here is to help women reach their peak experiences. And good. Now it's figuring out how to have fun, not pressure things. I think the reason that I get a little bit touchy about it is that adding pressure to the experience to think of, oh, this partner must give an orgasm to this partner, puts pressure on both partners. And that pressure is usually something that complicates getting there. We talk about getting in your head about things, and I'm a teacher who usually asks people to get out of their heads about things or into their bodies, right? Out of your head, into your body. And I use that maxim in every form of teaching that I do. When I teach math, get out of your head. When I teach dance, get out of your head. When I teach axe throwing, get out of your head. So when it comes to the orgasm gap, well, it's figuring out how to caress the topic more carefully. Maybe carefully is the wrong word, but just some of it feels like pressure. However, the cool part of this scene is that May Olinsky wants specifically Wanda's help. And this is Wanda transforming slowly from being a politician's wife into a political power herself. And to be honest, I think I prefer Wanda to Merle in terms of having a vision. And now Charlie has found out that Loretta never made it to Dayton. And he is out of his mind. And I don't mean that in a way of judgment, right? He's looking for something that he has no clue how to get. And Tom shows up and he hasn't had his interview, and as I say, we will have to pay that off later. But it turns out that Mac Slattery, who knows Lulu quite well, or at least a few days worth of well, shows up at the factory because, truckers transport things and factories need things. They don't know each other all that well, Tom and Charlie and Mac, but they're at least a little bit acquainted. So I'm very curious where that goes. So then it is Mary and Pat baking. As a person who's dabbled in baking a few times over the decades, youch. Also, Mary is opening up the little Pillsbury tins with a giant knife, and that terrifies me. She throws a lump of dough into the refrigerator, and that just got me because that's not how you do things. However, this seems to be a resting spot for the Garth and Pat relationship, because as we see in abusive relationships, they reform. Pat is scared of Garth, but also misses Garth. And Garth clearly misses Patty, and the violence is tied into the love. And that's difficult. Because when Patty is hiding from Garth, she also wants Garth. And Garth wants Patty, but what happens next? Lieutenant Trask shows up, and we haven't seen Lieutenant Trask since the hostage crisis almost a year ago. He is looking for Loretta, and Mary thinks back to an article from Reader's Digest of all places, and probably has the best clue that they can look into, that Loretta shouldn't travel alone. Now, it would be a bit of a reach, but I think as a basic investigation, you'd go to the place that she was last seen and find out. So the place that we last saw her was the bus station, right, as Loretta. Her luggage was still there. That seems to be a clue. And if that investigation leads to the bartender who saw Jake take Loretta away, that could be something. So there are two threads leading back to Lulu, right? So there's Mac at the factory and there's the bus station itself. And I don't understand why no one has gone to the bus station, but, well, it's Fernwood, so that's how it works. And then Brian shows up, and it's time for the baby to be born. And of course, the gear's all put away, but don't worry, you know, that's why it was there in the first place, to be used. And the doctor's coming. And Christine looks like she's in labor too, and what the heck? But Loretta's coming in, and you can see she's had it. And Mary says that it's time, and that is our cliffhanger for episode 200. So thank you everyone for watching with me. Thank you for leaving your thoughts and feelings down in the comments. Thank you for reaching this benchmark. It has been 200 episodes of me talking to you, figuring out how to do this thing that I am doing. So thank you so much for being along for the ride. Thank you for sharing some time with me. I'm just gonna be thankful. We have about 125 episodes left, so we're not done, but I'm pretty happy with where we are. And again, we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.